Welcome to the exercise classroom, anatomical, biomechanical and practical exercise education. Today's lesson, back raise. Introduction. The back raise is a compound exercise that strengthens the muscles of the posterior chain, including the lower back, gluteals, and hamstrings. This exercise is important for developing spinal stability, hip extension strength, and postural support. The angled body position increases the contribution of both the spinal extensor and hip extensor muscles throughout the movement. Alternate names for this exercise include the 45-degree back raise, hyperextension, and Roman chair back extension. Body contour benefits. The back raise helps develop the muscles of the posterior chain, including the lower back, gluteals, and hamstrings. Strengthening these muscles can improve the appearance of the back and hips while contributing to a more balanced physique. Improved posterior chain development may also support better posture and spinal alignment. The movement. Joint action. The primary joint actions in the back raise are hip extension and spinal extension. These movements work together to raise the torso from the lowered position while strengthening the muscles of the posterior chain. Functional benefits. The back raise can improve posture, spinal stability, and hip extension strength used in lifting, bending, and many athletic activities. Strengthening the posterior chain may also enhance functional movement and support the lower back during daily activities. Exercise execution. Starting position. Position the feet securely on the foot platform and place the thighs against the support pads. Cross the arms over the chest or place the hands lightly behind the head. Maintain a neutral spine with the torso aligned with the lower body. Movement. Lower the torso toward the floor by flexing at the hips while maintaining a neutral spine. Raise the torso by extending the hips and spine until the body returns to a straight line. Ending position. Finish with the head, torso, and legs aligned in a straight line. Avoid extending the torso beyond the neutral position before beginning the next repetition. Proper technique. Maintain a neutral spine throughout the exercise and initiate the movement by hinging at the hips rather than excessively rounding or extending the lower back. Range of motion. Lower the torso until a comfortable stretch is felt in the posterior chain, then raise the body until it is aligned in a straight line. Avoid excessively extending the torso beyond the neutral position. Most common mistake. A common mistake during the back raise is hyperextending the lower back at the top of the movement. This can increase stress on the lumbar spine and reduce the contribution of the hip extensor muscles. Muscle mechanics. During the back raise, the gluteus maximus and hamstring muscles contract concentrically to extend the hips, while the erector spinae muscles work to maintain and extend the spine. During the lowering phase, these muscles contract eccentrically to control the descent of the torso. The muscles of the posterior chain work together to stabilize the spine and pelvis throughout the movement. Primary movers. The primary movers in the back raise are the gluteus maximus, hamstrings, and erector spinae muscles. The gluteus maximus and hamstrings are responsible for hip extension, while the erector spinae muscles extend and stabilize the spine throughout the movement. Together, these muscles produce the force necessary to raise the torso and maintain proper posture during the exercise. Other muscle roles. Antagonist. The hip flexors and abdominal muscles act as antagonists by opposing hip and spinal extension during the exercise. Synergist. The adductor magnus and deep spinal muscles assist the gluteals, hamstrings, and erector spinae during the extension movement. Stabilizers. The abdominal muscles and deep core musculature stabilize the spine and pelvis to maintain proper body alignment throughout the exercise. Biomechanical considerations. Hip hinge mechanics. The back raise is primarily a hip hinge exercise, with the gluteals and hamstrings generating much of the movement through hip extension. Moment arm changes. As the torso lowers toward the floor, the distance between the upper body and the hips increases, increasing the demand on the posterior chain muscles. Neutral spine position. Maintaining a neutral spine helps distribute forces more evenly throughout the spine and reduces unnecessary stress on the lumbar region. Pelvic stability. Stable positioning of the pelvis allows efficient force transfer between the hips and spine and improves overall movement control. Training effectiveness and optimization. Controlled tempo. Performing the exercise with slow controlled movement improves muscle activation and reduces momentum. Full range of motion. Using a comfortable range of motion helps maximize posterior chain involvement while maintaining proper spinal alignment. Progressive overload, gradually increasing resistance over time, can improve posterior chain strength and muscular development. Exercise progression. Resistance can be increased by holding weight plates, dumbbells, or resistance bands while maintaining proper technique. Safety and injury prevention. Neutral spine position. Maintain a neutral spine throughout the exercise and avoid excessive rounding or hyperextension of the lower back. Controlled movement. Avoid rapid or jerking repetitions that can increase stress on the spine and surrounding tissues. Appropriate resistance. Select a manageable resistance that allows proper technique to be maintained throughout the exercise. Monitor discomfort. Stop the exercise if sharp pain or unusual discomfort occurs in the lower back, hips, or hamstrings during the movement. Variations and alternatives. Back extension machine. The machine variation provides greater stability and can help isolate the spinal extensor muscles through a controlled movement path. Ball back raise. Performing the exercise on a stability ball increases balance demands and requires greater activation of the core and stabilizing muscles. Lying back raise. Performing the exercise in a prone position emphasizes spinal extension and can be useful for developing lower back endurance and control. 45-degree twisting hyperextension. Adding trunk rotation increases the involvement of the oblique muscles and improves rotational control while maintaining posterior chain activation. The back raise is an effective exercise for strengthening the posterior chain, improving spinal stability, and developing hip extension strength. Understanding proper technique, joint actions, and muscle function can help improve movement performance while reducing unnecessary stress on the lower back and surrounding structures.